Alrighty, what did we go with the Friday reading? One card for each sign. Again, I'm not your astrologer. This ain't your fucking horoscope. You know, about 9 out of the 12 should resonate. It doesn't really matter what your sign is. We're just splitting a cycle into 12 pieces. Let's go. What are they thinking and feeling? Randomly at the bottom. This is just random. I've got the Sword of Truth and a Seven of Wands. I find that interesting. Somewhat, even in their mind, and I can pick up on this, there's some resistance here, right? When the truth comes, they suppress it inside. I think they're losing that battle, though. I think somebody's getting a handle on the truth. All right. We saw it a little bit in the Soulmate Journey update reading from Wednesday. All right. Let's see where we go. Shuffle the deck. It's general reading and may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you with here or you found Steve's Love Tarot, you're here for a reason. This reading is timeless. I'm not a fucking Time Lord. This could be future influence for you. Could be happening right now. At the very least, these are the energies that are swirling around right now. Okay? Tomorrow, okay, I'm done. These fell on the table just like that. So I'm going to take them. I'm going to put them at the top of the deck, and we're going to stop shuffling. Okay? So those are going to, whatever fell out is tied together. Okay? So this is why it doesn't matter what your sign is. All right? Because it looks like there were 3 of them. So Aries, Taurus, and Gemini, positions 1, 2, and 3 are going to be tied together. It's all one thing. Okay? All right. I'm just saying. Again, that's it. So whatever. It's timeless, blah, blah, blah. You're all moving at different speeds. But the energies right now are swirling. Tomorrow we ask what actions they're going to take based on this context of what they're thinking and feeling. The overall energy, closely tied to the 3 that are now linked together, is the 3 of Pentacles. What's fueling that? Oh, I got a Chariot wanted to show itself. And a Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, somebody definitely, you know what they're thinking? They're thinking, I should go talk to Steve's viewer. I really want something from Steve's viewer. Maybe it's milk. I don't know, but they're this little meek little page right here. This is the Page of Pentacles in this deck, right? There's something from you that they can't get from somebody else. I always joke around. He doesn't want milk from mama. Here, he tried to get it from a raccoon. That's not good. Ugh, yuck, right? They can't get it. Something from you they can't find anywhere else, okay? And they're determined to get it. I just don't think they have the, I don't know. There's every indication that they do. I just don't want to give anybody too much false hope. You know what I'm saying? Although if we're to go by the Soulmate Journey reading, it should be interesting. Let's go. Let's do, our story starts with Aries, position 1, ends with Pisces, position 12. Okay, about 9 out of the 12 should resonate. Never mind what your sign is. I could just as easily put car names here. So Aries, Taurus, and Gemini, positions 1, 2, and 3 go together. And it doesn't matter if you're these signs or not. I got a devil. One of the ones that fell on the table, right? The 3 that fell out. I showed them to you. They're right here on top. The Lovers and the 9 of Cups. I'm going to go ahead and pull the bookend on the Devil, which is the Cancerian position. This is the theme energy. It's a very different reading. When cards fly out of the deck, the rules change. Normally I'd do these one at a time, and we're not playing that game here. All right? We're following the flow of the energy. All right? The energy sets the rules, not me. This is a Cancerian position. It's in all signs position. It's the theme energy of the whole cycle. It bookends a Devil. I feel like I should pull it. The 4 of Cups. Yep. That doesn't surprise me. All right. So all of this right here, this by default, because it bookends the Devil, is tied to somebody who really wants to come to it, really want to give to it. Every indication here would indicate somebody is thinking about coming and getting your milk. There's something about your milk that's really good. They can't get it from a raccoon, a skunk, a Bigfoot, nothing. Nothing's as good. All right? So, I don't know. But let's take a look at this. These 3 are welded together. This one's here by default. What I've got here is, well, the best way to describe it, I think, is with a little bit of an analogy. I've got a lot of karmic debt being called in. Okay, first of all, I've got a lot of karmic debt being called in. So I've got somebody who is driven, who is thinking, there's part of that determination. Okay, you've all got somebody. I don't care if it's a family member, a friend, a runner, an ex, where the love geese are in the air. The decision's already been made by the 5D that you two are coming together for a conversation, or you're ending your estrangement in some way, right? A separation phase in some way. But the analogy I would give is somebody who gets in the car and they head over to your house, right? And halfway there, they talk themselves out of it and turn around. That's basically what's happening here. round and round. And each time they do that, they get more and more depressed, more and more bummed, more and more self-loathing. When I get 4 cups with the devil, I get self-loathing. Okay? You've got what are they thinking and feeling, since that's what this reading is? This whole fucking top row is fused together. These 3 flew out of the deck. This is somebody who hates themselves for not coming towards you, for hurting you, for doing whatever. But also, as a classic tune from the 80s once taught us, they hate themselves for loving you. Okay? They do. I'm sorry it's not When I Think About You, I Touch Myself, which was another song that we couldn't get off the radio at that time. But at around the same time, but this is I Hate Myself for Loving You, which I think was Joan Jett, wasn't it, or something like that? I don't know. Whatever. Either way, maybe your person's Joan Jett. I don't know. That's what I've got. I've got self-loathing. They hate themselves for what happened, for the estrangement, for the separation, and they hate themselves for even being interested in wanting it to come back. They hate that it won't go away. I mean, it feels like to them you're herpes. You know, they hate it. They hate that it happened. They hate that it's there. They hate that it keeps coming back and it won't go. You're like a flare-up of some kind or a hemorrhoid or something. That's basically the way they feel, which is ridiculous because God, source, the universe itself has already said, it's already lit up the path to you. All right. I will add one note here in position 3 with the 9 of Cups, just singling this one out just a little bit. For my Gemini storyline, if you will, my position 3 storyline. Somebody here has, I don't want to say they've put you on a pedestal, but they've got someone around them I often talk about that controls them. Somebody keeps knocking you off the pedestal. So this should be a 10 of Cups, is what I'm trying to say. The energy that's coming off of it is 10 Cups, but it's 9. The imagery of that, right? Somebody keeps knocking it down a little bit. So, you know, they're in a good mood. They're skipping around. Somebody around them thinks, oh, they must be thinking about Steve's viewer. And then somebody will say something bad about Steve's viewer, right? You know, I mean, it just keeps knocking back. I'm just saying, take it how you want to take it. Take it as it resonates. This should be a 10 of Cups. Just going to leave it there. Then think of it as, never mind the card meanings, just think of it as the numbers or gears, right, in a car. We should be in the highest gear. We're not. It's time to shift. But every time we go to shift, somebody blocks it. You know, it's that kind of a thing. All right, Leo, position 5. There's a lot of karmic debt between all of you because this is for everyone watching. I mean, it can't be for 100% of you. That's not possible. But you know what I mean, right? This is for everybody watching. You got a lot of karmic debt with somebody. It's being called in. I believe during, probably around Lionsgate, there's going to be a lot of karmic debt called in this year. So we'll see. Leo, position 5, the Leo soap opera. The 7 of Wands. This person I think they're spying. I think they're thinking about you, but they feel safe doing it at a distance. They're keeping it to themselves. They're keeping their distance. But I think I say spying because this is my casing out the joint energy. You know, casing out the joint. You look to see, you want to rob a place, you look to see, you know, I'm not here to give criminal lessons, but you should really watch and see what the comings and goings are on a daily basis before you just go in. You know, somebody's casing you out. They're checking you out. But they feel safe at a distance. That'll be interesting to see tomorrow what actions they take. Because I think there's action coming. The wick is lit, anyway. Virgo, position 6. Sometimes my wild card spot. Sometimes you guys show up here as well. But you all already showed up here. So, I mean, all bets are off in this fucking reading. It's the Ace of Swords we started with. Yeah, that's for everybody. That's for everybody. This is definitely for you guys. You guys are showing up here. The problem with you... Nice way to start, right? Alienate your audience. Good job, Steve. Okay. The problem with you is you demand the truth. It bothers this person. This person, whoever you have that with all this karmic debt, you got a lot of soulmates attached to you, but whoever this is with all this karmic debt gets by bullshitting people. Bullshitting themselves, bullshitting a little bit in public, right? They get deals on things because they say, you know, well, my dad does the same thing you do, you know, whether they do or not, you know, people like that. You know, bullshitters. And you bother this person. They got to show you who they really are. They're going to have to reveal the truth to you. And they think you probably won't like them if they do. Okay? Just keep that in mind. That's what they're thinking. And this ties to all of this. It ties to the karmic debt. It ties to the self-loathing. It's everything. And that's also why it's so easy for somebody on this side, position 3, the third energy, to come in and badmouth you and knock this 10 of cups down to a 9 where it's sitting right there. This should be a 10. All right? All right. Libra, position 7. The Hierophant, the High Priest. You might be the one. I feel like they're at a distance. It's bouncing off of this a little bit. Feedbacking off of this. I feel like you're their guilty pleasure in some way. Because it's very strange. It's also feedbacking off of the devil. Right? So it's very strange to have the Hierophant feedbacking off of the devil. Although, we have had priests that have done questionable things in the past. We've read about it in the press, kind of a thing. That's this type of energy, right? Keeping something a secret, whatever. If somebody attached to you who feels like you might be long-term, but I think they have a secret they're keeping of some kind, or there's something about this person that you don't know that they're afraid you'll find out. There's a whole lot of that happening. But somebody just think, if you have an idea who this might be, they a little bit of a devil and a little bit of an angel all at the same time. I mean, you can look at it that way. Position 8, my hot Scorpios. Don't have to be a Scorpio, don't have to be any of these signs. All right, it's just position 8. Slice 8 of a 12-slice pizza. All right, we're eating the whole thing. We're not going to leave anything for anybody. All right. What kind of a cheap-ass pizza place would slice 12 slices? 12? Really? These little triangles? Oh, come on. Five of Wands. What is it with you? I don't know what it is. Whether you're a Scorpio or not, doesn't matter. You got some depth to you if you identify at all with position 8. It is a Scorpio energy that surrounds it. You don't have to have it in your chart. I'm not your astrologer. This ain't your horoscope. The energy's there. You either attract it or you don't. Okay? Somebody's just nitpicking. It's almost like in my mind's eye, somebody's at a distance making a list of all the things they want to tell you that you're doing wrong. Okay? And you won't be doing that again. Right? You won't be doing that again. Okay? All right. So here's everything you're doing wrong, and you won't be doing that again. All right? So it's a bit of that. I don't know. This could be an annoying boss, but for some reason you have a soul connection with them. If it's a job you can't seem to bring yourself to quit, for some reason you just, right? It is what it is. I don't know. They're nitpicking. It'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow and what actions they take. If it's not a boss, if it's a soulmate, if it's a love connection, kind of a soulmate sort of a thing, not just a soul connection, just soulmate, right? It's a relationship. You might consider being in a relationship with this person. I think they think you guys would just bicker yourselves to death. Okay? I think that's what they think. Roles can be reversed. That might be what you think too. Okay? I don't know. But that is the strongest energy that's thinking and feeling anything about you in this moment when I'm pulling this reading. Okay? Right now. In the current forming energies. Okay? Let's go. Sagittarius, position 9. Move it out of the way. 11th dimension coming through. Sometimes part of the cycle, sometimes not. Always interesting. Always worth me noting. 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands. Let me fix this row. The devil's knocking everything out of whack here. 3 of Wands. Well, it's pretty simple for once for Sagittarius here. Somebody thinks they could build a life with you. You have somebody attached to you who thinks they could build a life for you, with you. Okay? But you also have another energy attached to you that thinks you get too many opportunities. So you got a good guy and a bad guy. Good girl and a bad girl. Whatever it is. Right? It might be. Okay. All right. I mean, not bad for Sagittarius. Usually it's something much more gloom and doom than that. That's not bad. We'll see who shows up tomorrow and who's taking actions towards you. Is it the person who thinks you get too many opportunities, or is it the person who thinks they could have a life with you? I don't believe, in case it's your question, I don't believe it's the same person. It's not the same energy. If it is the same person, this motherfucker's got a split personality. You should run for the hills. Okay? You got Crazy Town here. You got that Batman villain Two-Face, okay, going on here, if that's the case. All right? So keep that in mind. All right, Capricorn, position 10. The Ace of Cups. You got a new crush forming. No, it is. It's new love. It's a new beginning in love, but it's not an energy you've had around you before. All right? Somebody digging you. You got somebody new at work? I don't know. Sometimes people just develop crushes. It happens. It feels like a crush. Feels temporary. I don't know if there's much of a soul connection you have with the person. It might be the 3-card person that came in on Monday. It could be. They showed up again, I think, in the extended for Venus. So it's possible. It's adorable. Somebody's thinking, how great it would. It's sort of a wouldn't it be nice energy. All right, we'll see if they take any action. They might. They wouldn't have shown up here if they're not going to. Not usually anyway. Aquarius, position 11. Sometimes my other wild card spot. Sometimes you guys show up here, but you've shown up a lot, so I'm not sure. All right. Oh, the Page of Swords. Oh, man. Okay. It is somebody attached to you. It's not you guys. I'm just going to say this, okay? You've disappointed somebody, okay? And I'm going to give you a piece of advice with that, okay? It's position 11. You don't have to be an Aquarius, but it is a wild card spot, so it might be for a good number of you, because this is very common. You're always going to disappoint someone every fucking time, I mean, if you're a rock star and you're playing a concert and you got 20,000 people out in the crowd, about 30% of them are going to think you suck that night, and you're going to disappoint them. It's just the nature of things. Everything is math. Everything is energy. Everything is math. The whole universe is just mathematics and emotion in motion, which is the definition of music, which is why music plays a big role in a lot of energy readers' lives, including my own. But you've let somebody down. That's their problem, not yours. I want you to remember that. I don't think you intended to let anybody down. It's just by nature, you will. It's usually their hang-up. They wanted you to let them down right from the beginning. They sabotaged it. There's a 5 of Swords energy floating around this out here, around this person. So it's somebody, if you're going to look for the faults in something, you'll find it. Right? You could be the most beautiful person in the world, fantastic, perfectly alabaster smooth fucking skin. Stare at yourself 6 inches away from a mirror for about 10 minutes and you'll turn into a horror show. It does. It turns in. You will spot all kinds of things you never saw before. You'll be on the phone with a dermatologist if you're at all a hypochondriac. At the end of the day here, this person was looking for you to disappoint them. And you did. Good for you. I see that as a positive, but keep in mind, you're always going to disappoint somebody no matter what you're doing, okay? It is what it is. Even if you're the best burger maker at your local Burger King, somebody not going to like your Whopper that day, all right? You got one wrong. So what, right? Let them puke it up, whatever. All right, Pisces, position 12. Always red with 1 and 5. Not encouraged by the little goat here. 3 swords. What did I say? Rewind. What did I say? Before I even pulled that motherfucker, I knew, right? You have somebody attached to you. I don't know who this person is. This might be the original person you started watching tarot readings for. It feels like an old energy. You have somebody attached to you that is living with the fact that they don't have you, that they fucked up, living with the consequences of their actions toward you, toward everyone, toward their whole life, the lies they've had to tell to get through life and get the things they've gotten. You tell enough lies, you get yourself into a corner. This person here has cornered themselves. They're trapped. All right? They feel this is a defensive energy in this context. Off the 3 of Swords, it's a defensive energy. Somebody's trapped. So you got somebody attached to you that's sending you all this energy. Now, why would you be getting this? You're like, so what, Steve? Right? I'm getting it because you may feel this. This is somebody thinking negatively about themselves towards you, so it blame shifts back onto you. Well, if Steve's viewer wasn't so fucking awesome. Remember, there's a devil involved. They're not doing anything constructive here. So you might start to feel grumpy for no reason. You might start to feel hurt for no reason. I've talked about this before. It doesn't have to be a spell. Somebody thinking bad things about you, sending it your way, right, can do this to you. It can happen. It's been documented many times, usually in the evenings. Very, very, very much so. Or in the 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. time frame when the veil is very thin, which generally is about 3 a.m. down the middle, but it depends on your time zone and all of that. Just block the energy. Tell the universe, when you start to feel this way for no apparent reason, you tell the universe you don't want it. Okay? Just tell the universe, no, I don't want it. Stop it. All right? That's all. I'm making you aware of it. So if you just get grumpy for no reason, you were in a great mood, and all of a sudden you feel hurt, sad, grumpy, pissy, this is why. Now you know. Okay? All right. Let's grab the witches. 3 cards in the bottom card. Add it all up. Let's go. Add it up, universe. What's it all mean? What are they thinking and feeling? Wow. What a weird Friday reading. These all welded together. Fucking wild. There's so many cards bouncing around here. It's crazy. By the way, Pisces, you also had this one. So it was Devil, 7 Wands, 5 Wands, and 3 Swords. And you always have 4 Cups by default. So you've got the, in position 12, the end of our story is very important. The beginning of the story matters, and the end of the story matters. All right, let's go. I got a card that flew out. I got a card that flew out. I got a card that flew out. It flew out just like that, so it's upright. It matches the rest. It's a Queen of Cups. That was at the bottom when I picked it up. 5 of Wands, 5 of Wands. 8 of Wands. Okay. I like it when one from the reading shows up. This was a pretty important card, I think. I think you all got a nitpicker. We all got nitpickers around us sometimes, don't we? Right? Ace of Wands crossing the 5 of Wands. These are red, center, left, right. You've all got somebody attached to you that wants to talk to you. You've all got somebody attached to you that is holding on to a lot of love for you. The only language they know how to speak is around 5 of Wands. They need to have some kind of way to always, and this is always the case with the DMs, save face. They're all, to some degree, and I already said this is an important card in the reading because it showed up here again in the final message. You've all got somebody attached to you that's nitpicking a little bit. Picking at the little things. Well, Steve's viewer is absolutely fucking awesome. But I don't like that one hair on the back of their head. Literally it feels that petty. There's a pettiness to everyone's, what everyone's thinking and feeling. I will say, though, there's the most love I could pull from the deck. There's a lot of regret, a lot of self-loathing, a lot of karmic debt, and everybody here is being encouraged by a kindly cosmos to reach out and speak up. I'll tell you what, there's communication on crack here. It's up to their free will. That's why it came out as minor arcana, though. Tomorrow in the weekly reading, we find out what actions they're going to take based on this context. Should be interesting. I expect some action with an 8 of Wands here, on some level, from at least some of the positions anyway. Maybe not Leo soap opera. I don't know. We'll see. But either way, we'll see. And in that reading, we clarify. All right. So that's your reading. I hope it was helpful. Good luck.